Most people focus on the hit, the insult, the joke, the cutting remark. But if you only listen to the words, you miss the real signal. Do not stare at the insult. Watch their face after it lands, not before, not during. After. Because sometimes the danger is not what they said. It is the tiny reward that leaks out when they see it worked. That is the reward leak. It is the moment their face gives away that your reaction gave them something. And in this video, I'll show you how to tell the difference between an awkward smile, a nervous smile, and the kind of smirk that comes back to the same wound twice. Because one smile is not proof. Some people smile when they are nervous. Some people smile when they feel ashamed. Some people smile when they are uncomfortable and do not know what else to do. That is not what we are talking about. Before you label every smile a leak, you have to filter out the noise. The signal is not just the smile. The signal is the sequence. Hit. Watch. Reward. Repeat. That is the pattern. They say something sharp, they watch your face change, something in their expression shifts. Then later they come back to the same button. That is when the smile stops being random. The first thing to watch is timing. The smile matters less than when it appears. If they smile while telling a normal joke, that is not the same thing. If they smile because the room is laughing, that is not the same thing. But if they say something that hits a private wound, pause for your reaction, and then the smile appears after your face changes. Pay attention. Words first. Your face second, their face third. That order matters, because the reward leak usually appears after impact, not after the sentence. After the sentence lands, there is a difference. A careless person may say something stupid and not realize it hurt. An awkward person may panic when they realize they made things uncomfortable. But a dangerous person studies the moment the hurt reaches you. They are not just checking whether you heard them, they are checking whether it worked. That is the second signal. They watch your face before they respond. Now, not all eye contact is suspicious. Normal eye contact meets you. This kind of eye contact measures you. Connection feels present. Measurement feels cold. They are not looking at you to understand you. They are looking for the flinch. They want the little pause, the frozen expression, the sudden quiet, the forced laugh, the over-explanation. The moment your piece leaves your face, that is reaction data. And once they get that data, they know where the pressure point is. This is why the smirk feels different. It does not feel warm. It feels like someone just confirmed something, like they found a door, like they found a bruise, like they found the exact word that makes you lose balance. And once they know which comment moved you, they usually need a cover. That cover is often a joke. They say, "I was just joking," or "Relax," or "Why are you so sensitive?" or "I'm just being honest." The joke becomes the disguise. The reaction becomes the feedback. That is why it feels confusing. On the surface, it looks like humor. Underneath, it feels like a hit. The danger is not the joke. The danger is the lack of a pivot when they see it hurt. And when you react, they do not repair it. They study it. That is the difference. A normal person may accidentally hurt you with a joke, then notice your face and soften. They may say, "Wait, I did not mean it like that." They may shift toward repair, but the reward leak moves in the other direction. They see the hurt, and something in them brightens. Not always loudly. Sometimes it is tiny. A corner of the mouth, a flash in the eyes, a pause that feels too satisfied, a little look that says, "There it is." And then they hide behind the joke. So now you are trapped defending your pain while they pretend they were only being playful. That is why you cannot only audit the words, you have to audit the sequence. Hit. Watch. Reward. Repeat. The repeat is where the pattern becomes hard to deny. Because the strongest signal is not that they smiled once. The strongest signal is that they returned to the same wound. This is the midpoint. This is where most people finally understand why it kept happening. They did not just remember what hurt you. They remembered what worked. The first hit gives them data. The second hit tells you what they did with it. Maybe it was your appearance, your past mistake, your family wound, your money, your intelligence, your rejection fear, your relationship fear, the thing you already felt sensitive about before they touched it. The first time, you may explain it away. Maybe they did not know. Maybe they were careless. Maybe they were just in a mood. But then it comes back. Different day. Same wound. Different joke. Same target. Different setting. Same button. And when it lands again, there it is, that flash in the eyes. That little look, that small reward, that smirk after impact. That is why the repeat matters. A random smile is not proof. A repeated return to the same wound is the proof. Because now they are not stumbling into the pain, they are navigating back to it. And once you see that, the question changes. You stop asking, why would they say that? You start asking, why did they come back to that exact spot? That question gives you power. Because if your reaction is the reward, then withholding the reaction changes the game. Watch what happens when you stop feeding the leak. You do not have to perform toughness. You do not have to prove you are unbothered. You simply stop handing them clean emotional data. No big explanation, no courtroom speech, no desperate attempt to make them understand. Just less feedback. Because if they were feeding on the flinch going missing tells you something. They may repeat the joke. They may sharpen the comment. They may accuse you of being cold. They may say, wow, you are no fun anymore. They may move to another wound, or they may suddenly lose interest. That matters. Because when the reaction disappears, the reward disappears with it. No feedback, no reward. This does not mean you become fake. It means you stop giving detailed access to someone who has already shown they may use your reaction as a map. That is where the smirk audit comes in. Use it quietly. Do not accuse first. Audit first. Question 1. What did they say? Not what did you feel? What did they actually say? Question 2. What did your face do? Did you freeze? Did you laugh to cover pain? Did you over-explain? Did you get quiet? Did you look hurt before you could hide it? Question 3. What did their face do next? Did they soften? Did they repair? Did they look embarrassed? Or did they look satisfied? Question 4. Did they return to the same button later? That is the most important one. Because the audit protects you from both denial and paranoia. Denial says, it is probably nothing. Paranoia says, every smile is dangerous. The audit says, watch the sequence. Hit. Watch. Reward. Repeat. That is the difference. And once you see the sequence, the next mistake is trying to explain your pain to someone who is studying it. Do not feed the leak. Do not over-explain why it hurt. Over-explaining gives them a map of the wound. Keep your response low data. Interesting. I heard you. That was unnecessary. I'm not discussing that. Or silence. That is it. No essay, no emotional report, no detailed tour of where it hurt and why. Because if someone is safe, they do not need a full map of your wound to stop pressing it. And if someone is not safe, the map only helps them aim. So watch the face after it lands, then watch whether they come back to the same place. That is the real test. The smirk is not the whole pattern. It is one leak in the larger pain-reward loop. The smile is one moment. The real danger is when hurting you becomes a reward cycle. If you want the full pattern behind that smirk, watch 5 signs someone secretly enjoys hurting you next. Because the reward leak shows you the signal, but the pain-reward loop shows you the system.